Hello and welcome to my kitchen. I'm Judith. Today I'm going to do a goat stew. Now quite often I do the Jamaican curried goat, but I wanted something a little different today. So I'm going to do it with a bit of a Mexican flair maybe. I have soaked some white beans overnight. They're back here. And we are going to brown our goat and add things like tomatoes, Mexican chili powder, some garlic, onion, olive oil, tomato paste, and we'll just go from there. So let me get started. First thing we need to do is cut up our garlic and onion. Right, now that we've got our pan warmed up, now I am using a Dutch oven. You could use a shallower pan if you have one big enough. We're going to add about a tablespoon of olive oil. As soon as that gets hot, we have about a cup of diced chopped onion. And you can use any kind of onion you like. I'm using a red onion. But since this isn't following any specific recipe, I'm using the onion that I had on hand, which is always the best onion to use. Give that a minute to get brown seasoned. Then we're going to add a little more than a tablespoon of chopped garlic. That's 2 very, very large cloves. I have a pound of goat meat. Add that in. Then we just want to brown it. Now you don't want to try to move your meat too soon, because if it sticks to the bottom of the pan, like this piece, it means it hasn't caramelized enough yet. If it's not sticking, it means it's not reaching the bottom of the pan. So give it time so that it can brown properly. And if you have too much, if you have to crowd the pan, do it in batches, because otherwise you're stewing it, not browning it. When the meat pieces are easy to move, and not before, turn them, because you do want to brown all the sides. Now that our goat has browned on all sides, oops, that one got missed. That's okay, it'll be fine. We are going to add a tablespoon of beef base. I'm using Better Than Bouillon. You can see that one. Now, probably just going to go with half a tablespoon. And add a good tablespoon of tomato paste. Give that a stir around. And the cat wants something. Yeah, I'll get to you in a minute, baby. Okay, now we're going to let that caramelize a little bit. We don't want it to burn, so if you have to turn the heat down, or Alright, once we have that caramelized a little bit, making sure not to burn it, stir around, we are going to add 2 cups of water, or 500 milliliters, or if you want it in ounces, that would be 16 ounces. And 1 can of plum tomatoes, which I have chopped. Oh, I missed some from the looks of it. So yeah, break them up. I usually use a knife in the can and slice through them. Or you could use diced tomatoes. Just give them a mash up. Now we want to add our seasonings. So I have Mexican chili powder. Thought I had a teaspoon. Now you're going to add as much as you feel comfortable with for heat. So I'm going to add a teaspoon. You can always add more later. But if it's too spicy, you can't take it away, really. And it'd be tragic if you made your dinner too hot for you to eat. So now I'm going to add about 2 teaspoons of dried oregano. A good grind of pepper. You don't want powdered pepper for this, you want coarse. So we're going to go about a 1/4 teaspoon. And a tiny bit of salt. So that's 1/2 teaspoon of salt. At this point, we can add more later. Again, you can't take it back out once you put it in. So we're going to give it a stir. Now if you taste it now, it might be misleading because you need to wait for the flavors to blend and cook together. But let's give it a taste and see how it is. Okay, salt level's fine. Heat, probably add more chili powder. Oh, starting to build. Yeah, might be able to add more chili powder, but we'll wait. Now we're going to bring it up to a simmer, and we're going to let this cook for about 3 hours. A mild simmer, because goat meat tends to be tough, especially if the animal is older, and they don't tell you how old that animal was when you buy the package of meat. So we're going to raise the temperature, get it up to a simmer, then put the lid on, and let it go for 3 hours. Okay, we're starting to get a good bubble in there. Don't know if you can see that, but yep, I'm seeing the foam. So I'm going to cover it and lower the temperature. So we want it at a simmer, not a boil. Okay, let's give it a check. It's only been simmering for about 1/2 hour. But let's take a look. This absolutely smells so wonderful. That's why I had to check, because my house just smells delicious right now. Let's have a little taste here. Yeah, I think we've hit the right level of spice, for me at least. But remember, you can do this with lamb stew meat or cubed beef. You don't have to use goat, although goat is wonderful and flavorful. So let's put the lid back on and let it continue. And when we get near to the end of our cooking time, we are going to add our soaked beans. Alright, you can see the color change. The tomato is cooking down. Smells wonderful. Oh my god, my whole house smells wonderful right now. One addition you could make is chopped cilantro, but if you have people in your house that don't like cilantro, as I do, you might want to just save that to garnish your own plate. Let's have a taste. chili is hitting. But the flavor's all there. Yeah, I don't want to add any more chili to that. That is like way up there for me. And that was only a half teaspoon. So we don't want to boil off all the liquid because we still have to add our beans. And they will need to cook for at least an hour. So let's get the lid back on. If we need to, we can add more liquid when we add our beans. There we go. Our goat has been simmering for 2 hours. Sauce is cooking down a lot. But now we want to add our soaked beans. That is 1 cup of dry navy beans that have been soaked overnight. And I am going to add a little more water. Just because the beans will soak up quite a bit. And we get it back up to a simmer. There we go. So we want to give that at least an hour. And then we will be serving it with some steamed, well, boiled rice. I'd say steamed, but it won't be steamed, it'll be boiled. Okay, it's been about an hour since we added our beans. Let's see how we're doing. Oh, looking really good. It smells absolutely fabulous. Let's get a little taste here. Let's see if the beans are softening up as they should. Yep, coming along nicely. Just a little taste of the sauce. Spicy, not terribly spicy. Fine for me, but a lot of you might find it a little underspiced. So I think we'll turn the heat off now. Put our lid back on and cook our rice. Time to serve. Out of the way. And do some rice in the rice in the bottom of the dish. Some wonderful goat and bean stew. Oh, look at that, that's beautiful. And over here we have some salad. So to go with our lovely goat stew and rice, I have a beautiful tomato cucumber salad with some red onions in it. And we have some lovely flatbread. So let's get a little taste here. This is delicious. And once you add the bread and the rice, the heat drops. So don't be too afraid to add the chili spice. And the goat is so tender. And so flavorful. as I said, you could do this with lamb or mutton. In fact, a lot of dishes listed as mutton are actually goat, depending on where you live. You don't see mutton very often anymore in North America, or at least not where I live. It's all lamb. There we go. Wouldn't be one of my videos if I didn't forget something. But the only reason I forgot it was because I didn't want to put it in the whole dish. Some people don't like cilantro. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this gives you some ideas of what to do with your mutton or beef stew or goat. Please, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like, hit the subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Then you get notified when I put up a new video. I do put up a new video every Sunday morning, early, at least my time early. And I will see you again soon with a new video. Thank you so much for watching.